Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is part 2 of our training. It's so nice to see all your beautiful faces. For anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Sarah. I'm a Regional Vice President, Sarah Dudley, Regional Vice President with this amazing company, Arbonne. This is the part 2 of the new consultant training. So part 1 was last week. If you haven't watched that one yet, go back and watch it. It's in the guides. That's a lot on the fundamentals of running a business and ways to get into activity. Today, I'm going to be talking about a little bit more about our mindset. I will be touching on a DMO though as well. And just basically, there's a couple of different aspects. So we need to get into activity and we need to have a strong mindset. And those are the two things that we really need to work on. So just before we get started, I will remind you guys as well, if you're brand new to the business, to make sure that you've entered your bank account details into the system so that you get paid. Generally, when you join, the person who's brought you into the business will help you and show you how to do that. Commissions get paid weekly. They come on a Tuesday, and overrides come at the end of the month. So when you first start your business, you mostly just get paid, well, you will just get paid commission on what you actually sell. As you promote through the levels of the business and build a team, that is when you start to earn overrides. Eventually, if you do decide to do this and really grow an epic business and an epic team, your overrides will be larger than your commissions. But when you first join, it's your commissions that'll be your biggest paycheck. And just in case you're not familiar with the Arbonne structure, you come in and you're at a consultant level. All right. Now, your first level of management is a district manager. Once you hit that district manager level, there we go. It was Hewitt. All right. So yeah, your first level of management is district manager. And your maintenance at that level is 2,500. Okay, to keep that title, 2,500 QV. As I explained last week in our training, 2,500 QV is always our building block, okay, that we aim for each and every month. And if you're a district manager and say you have one person on your team, one consultant, and they do 1,000 QV, then your leftover amount is the 1,500. Okay, but we still always aim for 2,500. But say, excuse me, for an example, you didn't hit it 1 month for some reason. If you do have someone on your team and they're not a district manager, they're just a consultant, their QV counts towards your maintenance. So just another perk of obviously having other people in the business. The next level is area manager, and your maintenance there is 10,000 QV. And don't worry, I know at new consultant level, that is like, wow, how does anyone do that? But if you think about 10,000 QV, if you've got 4 people that are district managers on your team and they're all doing 2,500, guess what? You've hit 10,000 QV. Does that make sense? So if you've got 4 people doing their building block, you're an area manager, okay? You should be one of those people though, okay? Because we like to run our own businesses, so you just need 3 really. RVP, which is your regional vice president, that's the level that I'm at. Okay, your maintenance there, I'm just telling you this, don't stress over it, is 40,000 QV a month. Okay, and again, that might just seem so incomprehensible to you guys, but if I've got 4 area managers on my team doing 10,000, that's 40,000. You see how simple that is when you break it down? And those area managers have just got 4 district managers, yeah? So it's, yeah, and then to be a national vice president, it's 160,000, which even to me seems huge, guys. I'm not going to lie, but if you've got 4 regional vice presidents on your team, guess what? You're a national vice president, you're at the top of the company. So it's all about that duplication. So I just thought I'd give you a quick rundown on that. Okay, so I would like to talk about your mindset today. And this is probably one of my favorite topics. I find it, it's fascinating once we get into this kind of stuff. Your mindset will have a huge impact as to how successful you are in this business. My biggest mistake when I first joined was I just wanted to work my way to VP. I'm a hard worker. I get down, I get it done, and I was like, I'm just going to work, and I'll get there. You actually can't get to MVP just by working, and you can't get to MVP on your own. You need to have a team, which means you need certain skills. If you want longevity in this business, your mindset really matters. Work will get you to district manager. You can even work your way to area manager, 100%. But once you start looking at building a team and growing your business to a VP level, you do need certain skills when it comes to people and relationships and working with, different personalities. So personal development is huge, and it will help you not just in business, but in life. It helps you be a better partner, a better mother, a better, all of the things, a better person, a better worker, like it just everything. It just really does help you be happier as well within yourself. We all start this business with different backgrounds. Some of you have come with different skill sets, different levels of confidence. Some people love talking in front of the camera, and others are terrified to show their face. Some people are happy to host events and get people over, and others can think of nothing worse. So whichever category you fit into, I want you to know that network marketing is a skill and everything can be learned. So you really got to avoid looking at other people and going, oh gosh, I can't do what she does. Yeah, no, oh, I'm not going to be able to do Arbonne. No, she's amazing at that. I could never do that. No, everything we do is a skill, and you are all starting from different places and you all have your own unique skill set. So never look at somebody else and think you can't do it just because of what they're doing, okay? I have to stay in my training because I'll just start talking and I get excited. Yeah, so every single one of you can run a successful business. Every single one of you, from wherever you are starting. So the fundamentals are always the same. We have a saying in Arbonne that the best copycat wins. So watch the people who are kicking goals. What are they doing? Are they posting consistently? Do the same. Are they holding events? Do the same. Are they investing in themselves and reading books to grow and learn and listening to podcasts? Do the same. I cannot stress enough that when I started this business, I thought that this was just airy, fairy, fluffy stuff that I wasn't super interested in. Okay, that was me. I was like, oh, PD. No, I'll just go to work. I'm not interested in doing that other stuff. That's not going to make me any money. Because I just wanted to get into the nitty gritty. But I just didn't want to waste my time. But I've come full circle, guys. I now realize that you can work your butt off in this business, but unless you work on yourself, the results will not come. Okay. You need a balance of activity and personal development. So you need to be doing a little bit of both. Okay. So we definitely need the activity, but to get the results, you need to be working on yourself and your mindset as well. Okay. So what do? Ideally, a morning routine of some sort. But if you can't do that, just some sort of personal development in your day, especially mums that have got little babies that are getting up at 5 a.m. They're like, well, I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock to do a morning routine. So I get that. It's about fitting it into your day. There's a great book by Hal Elrod called The Miracle Morning, which I can recommend to help you understand the importance of a morning routine. You will find that most wildly successful people have some form of morning routine. It can vary from person to person. And the biggest advice I can give you is to find something that works for you in your current life. If that turns out to be 1 minute of silence, 1 minute of visualization, 1 minute of gratitude, and 1 minute of affirmations, then that is what you do. 4 minutes, boom. Anyone can do that, yeah? You just need to be doing something, all right? And when I first read that book, I tried Super Sarah style, go full bunta. He's like, you do an hour in the morning, and I was like 10 minutes of this and 10 minutes of this. I couldn't maintain it, and then I felt like a failure. And I was like, I'm not very good at it. But I was a single mum. I had 2 small kids, and it was hard. Sometimes they get up and all that kind of stuff. So what I've realized over time is I don't have to do it that way. I just have to implement something that works for me. So that's what you need to do. You just need to be doing something, and don't think if you don't do it in that particular way. So if you get that book, if you read it, it's fabulous, and it explains why we do it and what you need to do. But you need to just obviously work it into your life and how it works for you. So after this training, I'm going to put up a list of my favorite podcasts, books, and affirmations for you guys to look at. I thought that's easiest for you to refer to. Please note that these can be very individual, and you may need to try out a few different people to find who speaks to you the most. Some people prefer spiritual speakers. Some prefer masculine energy and a no matter what attitude, like Grant Cardone. I don't know if you know him. He's a real work. He's a lot of masculine energy. I like him sometimes, and sometimes I prefer something a bit softer. I find it varies depending on my mood. So be open to trying a few different ones. I love listening to Debbie Neal. She's an absolute powerhouse in Arbonne. Some find her a bit abrasive and a bit American. I love her. She always makes me just feel like I can take on the world. I'm like, yes. So, we're all different and what inspires us. You might think, God, she's annoying. So, you've got to find your people, but I'll give you a list and then you can figure it out. I love Ed Milet for podcasts. These are free. Lewis Howes, Jay Shetty. I know Britt listens to the Model Health Show all the time. I like him as well, but Britt listens to all of his health stuff. And that's just going to, you're going to learn so much. Use net time, no extra time. So net time is basically listen while you're already doing something that you have to do anyway. So it's not cutting into your day. Cleaning the house, running the vacuum over for 30 minutes, put a podcast on. Driving the car. I'm at the stage now with my girls where I drive a lot, dropping them off places. put a podcast on, worst case, they're going to learn a little something too. What are you doing in your day that you can just put your headphones on and use that to learn? So it's not actually cutting into your time, but you're going to grow yourself. And it will make a huge difference. Okay, so mindset. If we don't start to work on our mindset, sometimes we can start to feel a little bit defeated. Okay, we need to be okay with being rejected in this business. It's just the facts. Okay, not everyone is going to say yes to you all the time. People are going to say no to you. Some people will ignore your messages. You cannot take this personally. It happens to all of us. Okay, the whole unread, like, oh no, did I offend her? Should I have sent that message? Like, oh my God, don't stress. It's all good. People are also busy. Sometimes they don't actually, you're not like their priority to get back to straight away. So remember that as well. Your friends and family actually don't have to support you in your business, and some of them won't. Some will, but some of them won't. There's plenty of people out there who will, though. You will quickly realize who is on board and who isn't. Focus on the ones who are interested. I have best friends to this day who I see regularly that I just don't mention Arbonne to, as they made it clear they're not interested. And that's absolutely fine. They respect that I've built myself a life from this, but they're not interested themselves. They are great friends that I've had since high school, and I've got no issue with this. I have a huge network that I've created outside that friend group. And this is a friend group I've had forever, and that's absolutely okay. You can do the same. So if, not everyone's like, oh, yeah, let me buy all your products. That's okay. We can still build a network of people who love what we have and what we offer. I didn't let their opinion stop me from building an empire. You need to build a strong mindset so that negative comments or a few people saying no to you doesn't defeat you. Through personal development, you will realize how much opportunity there is in this world, how much you are truly capable of, and you'll realize that most people's behavior comes from their own issues or past experiences and probably has nothing to do with you. You realize that you can be a total badass in network marketing, just like all the other people kicking goals, guys. It is so rewarding, and I really want to encourage you to stay the course. Don't let someone else kill your dreams, honestly, because unless they're killing it at life, just let them do their thing, but do not let them kill your dream. 100%. I am so glad I did not let that happen. Just stay the course. That is in Arbonne, just don't quit and you'll be a winner. Okay. This is a numbers game. It is 100% a numbers game. And I don't know if any of you guys watched the training by Sammy Reed that Danielle posted up. It was amazing. So go and watch it. And she talks about turning over the leaves, and there's a huge yard with all these leaves. And all we do is we're turning over the leaves to find the winning leaf. And you might find it on your 5th turnover. Or you might spend half the day bloody out there, or half a year out there turning over leaves till you find it. But you need to keep turning over the leaves to find the winning one. We don't know when it's going to happen. And it's the same with finding your killer consultants, with, finding the people that want to buy your products and share your products and love your business. You have to keep asking. We don't know the ones that are going to say yes. We don't know, but you have to keep asking. It might take you 5 asks. It might take you 100. People are there. You just need to keep going. So that's the biggest thing you need to know, is that everyone gets rejected. Everyone at some point is going to sit there and go, oh, wow, but it is so worth it. And there are so many people out there, that will love what you have to offer. So we've got a lot of tools in the guides. If you go into the new consultant guide in Made for More Nations, there are tools in there as well, which can help you. So we need a daily method of operation. Okay, so it's called a DMO. If you hear people talking about your DMO, we're all busy. I don't think we meet anyone these days that goes, oh, I didn't do much with my day, just chilled out, a bit bored really, didn't get up to much. Everyone's busy. Okay, we've all got busy lives. You're not alone if you get to the end of the day and wonder where it all went. So it hits 5 p.m. We realize we haven't done half the things on our to-do list, right? We live in a fast-paced world and things are constantly grabbing at our attention, right? So in order to be successful, you need to be intentional with your business activity. What do I mean by this? Select 30 minutes or however long you choose to run your business each day. It might be a lunch break. It might be when the kids are asleep. But 30 minutes of income-producing activity like sending messages, creating events, and inviting is absolutely vital to growing a thriving business. And please know that you will not win at this every day. Some days will get away from you. Life happens. Learn to be okay with this. Do not let yourself off the hook. But learn to be okay. If you didn't win the day today, no worries. You can either decide it's too hard and you're no good at network marketing, or you buckle up the next day, you go again and you get it done. Yeah. Perfect is impossible. All right. I don't like perfect anyway. Perfect's boring. Perfect is impossible. Being willing to try again and again is what will lead you to success. All right. There's no way you are going to have a long time in business without having a few road bumps and a few losses, but you'll always come back for wins. All right. If you want to upskill on how to invite, if you go to the guides tab in Made for More Nations and look in that new consultant folder, I checked it out, made sure everything was still relevant in there, and it's fabulous. There's a document in there which teaches you the skill of how to invite. All right. It's a skill. So quick example, not in my notes, but just a quick example. If I'm asking someone to have a get together for me, which is what we used to do a lot of back in the day, I don't let them go check with their friends and get back to me, because everyone's busy and they are never going to come back to me with a date. All right. Then you're just sending out all these messages and getting nowhere. You would say, let's pick a date that works for us, because we're both really busy people. Schedule it in. You can invite people. If no one can come, we can change it or move it around. But guess what? You get a date booked in that works for both of you. And then generally, even if they can get 1 or 2 people there, I'm like, that is fine. That's all we need. But if you leave that window open for them to check with their friends and see who's interested and blah, 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 it doesn't work. You're not going to get a booking. So they're just little skills. And then when you're booking it in, you say, okay, do you want a weeknight or a weekend? You ask a question, and then they're like, oh, because if you just say when's good for you, you'll get nothing. Weeknight or weekend? Oh, probably a weekend. Okay. Friday night, Saturday or Sunday? Oh, probably a Sunday. Okay. How's Sunday? The 11th, 19th, 24th. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just go to the 24th. Yeah. It's booked. So there's just little skills on how to do things, and it's the same for inviting and stuff. So have a look at that document, and it's just how to make sure that you're getting results, because if you're putting in the effort, you want to get the results, right? Okay, so have a look at that document. Now, if you have a Facebook group or you're setting up a Facebook group, have a schedule of what to post if you're not a regular poster. You don't have to stick to it, but it's a guide. And it's a reminder so your brain doesn't have to think. So you're not like, oh, what am I going to post today? Like, oh, this is hard, like you want to have it ready to go. And it's the same with Instagram. If you're not someone, I sort of document everything. But if you're not like that, maybe have yourself a little list of things to post as like a DMO. So I've got one here. This is my little piece of paper for my Facebook group. I'm on Instagram all the time, but sometimes I neglect. I think, oh gosh, I haven't put anything up in my Facebook page. So I've got on Monday, post a workout. Okay, because I'm a personal trainer. Tuesday, post a podcast or a testimonial. Wednesday, do an Arbonne product, because that's the other thing. People don't want to see Arbonne all the time. You need to be providing value. Thursday, I put up a treat recipe, like a raw treat recipe, generally using our protein powder. Friday, I do a meme or a quote. Like I'm a bit of a sarcastic person, so I put up funny things sometimes. That's just my humor. So you find what suits you. But I mean, a meme or a quote or an inspirational quote, I'm a sucker for a quote. Again, it takes 2 seconds. Saturday, I might do a nutrition fact, and then Sunday, I'll do a meal recipe. So Britt and I both love our cooking, and we put up lots of, and this is not, I don't strictly stick to this, but if I sit here, I'm not going to spend 10 minutes thinking about what am I going to post. I'm going to go, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. And then and it's done. Okay. So you need to just so that you're being visible. All right. So that's just a little hack. Create a DMO that works for you. And, as I said, creating events, things like that. And we obviously help you with that too. Okay. Growing a team, guys. So growing a team, this business, think of it as a Snickers bar decision, not a mortgage decision. Don't make it too much of a big deal. It's not that expensive, okay? With the cost of living out there at the moment, you cannot fill up your car for the price it is to start this business, okay? So seriously, we have an opportunity where we can help people make money. So many people before us have done it. They've got resources to tap into. I know that all of you on the call at the moment have got Britt and myself. Like, we know what we're doing and we can help. So, don't be afraid to ask people just because you're new. One of the funnest thing you can do is learn alongside someone and say, look, I've started this business, don't really know what I'm doing, figuring it all out. It sounds amazing. Like, these girls are, they're healthy, they've got lots of energy. I don't really know what the hell's going on, but everyone just seems to be, living their best lives. Come and do it with me. Do you know what I mean? Like, come and learn with me. You don't have to be the one that knows everything. You just have to be like, shit, I stumbled across something here and I think this is going to be pretty cool. Do you want in? So, and again, you can put them in a chat with Britt or myself, and we can help you share the business side. But, just have a think about who's in your network. You do not need to be a professional to grow a team. In fact, it's better if they can learn with you and you learn together, because then you can bounce off each other and ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So I really want to encourage you to think about, who do you know who could do with an extra bit of money at the moment? My God, you know, the cost of living is expensive, and I am so grateful every day that I have my Arbonne business, because I'm not sure I'd be able to survive otherwise, because, well, not the way I like to anyway. So, you know, it's I'm very grateful that I have it, and that Danielle kept asking me to join. So, you know, you don't think of it as in you just want to grow a team for your own benefit, but who do you know that could do with something like this? Who is maybe at home with the kids and they're bored and they're like a bit like listless and doesn't have a purpose, you know? So really start thinking about who you think, you know, might be good at this, all of the things, and then ask the messages. The first person you ask generally won't say yes, though. Just be aware, you'll probably need to ask a few. So that's very normal, and it's not something that you need to take personally, because if everyone said yes to everyone all the time, we'd all be rich, all right, and we'd all have these businesses with 3,000 people. It's just not how it works. And for some people, it's not always the right time. So it might be a no, but it's a not right now. And then in a year they come back, or they watch you and then they go, shit, you know? So anyway, funny story really quickly. At the studio I work at, one of the ladies came up to me and she's like, I need to tell you an Arbonne story, Sarah. She goes, she was living, I don't know, overseas somewhere. Arbonne was just starting in Australia, and this lady sat her down, had a coffee with her and said, if you want to, because she was moving here, she's like, if you want in on this business, you'll have a ground floor opportunity. You'll be one of the first people in Australia to be running an Arbonne business. And she goes, I said no. And like, she knows I sell it now. She's actually buying from me. And she goes, I just wish I'd said yes. She's like, I just wish I'd said yes. She's like, I look at how big it is now. She goes, if only I had said yes, like, I don't know, however many years ago, like, she's just kicking herself. So do you know what I mean? So even if they say no to you, it doesn't mean that they're going to hate you or think badly of you. They might even just be kicking themselves in 5 years' time. Okay. So just remember that. Now, speaking about teams and how much fun we have, we've got the Gold Coast coming up, our annual conference at the Gold Coast, and it is my favorite thing in the entire world, and you all need to be there, okay? Don't worry if you've just literally signed up. You need to be there. It is so much fun. First of all, it's an excuse to have a girls trip, although we do have men in the business. We have so much fun, and you will be immersed in trainings, and you will walk away with so much belief. You will be so confident. Any kind of hesitations or, you know, uncertainty that you have, you are immersed in it, guys, for a couple of days, and you are going to learn so much about this business, and you're going to hear so much as well that, yeah, it's just phenomenal. It is so amazing. The dates, so I'm going from this, I think the conference is the 3rd and the 4th maybe, but we're flying out on September the 2nd and returning on September the 6th. Okay, September the 2nd to September the 6th. Make it happen. Beg, borrow, steal. Maybe don't steal. I didn't say that. But, you know, yeah, I'll tell you where we're staying as well, Joe. We usually all share apartments too, so it's cheaper, so everyone can chip in. So I was always a single mum, guys. Like, even we used to have 2 trainings a week. I used to pay for a babysitter, and I always used to pray this business was going to work out for me because I was spending money. I was a sole provider. I always booked my conference. I've gone to every single Gold Coast conference, and I've even been to the Vegas one a couple of times. I would register first, so you can register now. Then I'd figure out how I was going to afford flights. And then last but not least, I'd figure out who the hell was going to watch my kids. I never tried to do it the other way because I knew it would be too hard. If I tried organize, my brain doesn't work like that, trying to sort out the kids. I was like, once I've paid for everything, I know I have to figure it out. And I always did. Yeah. It's just, if you can get there, it is the best thing you can possibly do for yourself. Like, honestly, I cannot stress it enough. So like I said, just figure it out. Start by jumping online and just booking your actual ticket. That's the first step. And then you've got to get your flights. And then if you've got kids, sort that out later too. I used to just figure it out. I actually got an au pair to come and stay with my kids when I went to the Vegas conference because I didn't have anyone to watch them. So that's the levels I had to go to. And I was, yeah, not a RVP. So I just had to make it happen. But I knew I was investing for my future, and I've always been committed, and I always knew I was going to get to the top of this company no matter what. So I've always been willing to put in what I need to. But you will get that belief by going to conference. Trust me, guys. Okay, so let's have a look. Lastly, have fun. Okay, it's a business, but it's fun. And if you can make this an income that you can do instead of working, or, you know, like a normal job or whatever, it's such a good way to do life. It is such a good, like, just the freedom and the flexibility and the people and the community. it's fun. It's, you know, like you're always going to have your challenges, but you know what? When I'm coaching at Fitstop and I get up at 4 a.m., that's a challenge. Challenges come everywhere. So yes, it will have probably new challenges, but they are so worth it and they will pay you back in dividends. Like, honestly, I'm very passionate. This business has changed my life. Like, I'm sitting here near the beach in my beautiful home. Like, honestly, I was in a rental as a single mum with 2 kids in Belmont. Like, seriously, you know, so nothing wrong with Belmont, though, girl. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, this was always a dream for me and it's been 8 years. But yeah, anyway, it's just, I'm very passionate about what this business can do for people. So anyway, went off my notes as I do. But yeah, there's no better feeling in the world than when you start to grow a biz. When you hit momentum, people start promoting and things start happening. It is, Brit knows, it's the most exciting thing in the world to have that. And you'll be like, oh my God, I'm doing it. Like, I'm actually doing it. You know, no one starts thinking they're going to be able to do it. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know if I'd make any money. I was like, you know, I wasn't too sure. I wasn't like I am now. I'm like this because of, you know, what I've managed to do. But you build your own self-belief, and eventually being able to help others build that self-belief as well. So it literally brings so much fulfillment and joy, like, in your life, to actually see others win and think, I helped, you know, I had a part in that, you know, bringing other people in. Danielle said to me when she got the keys to her Mercedes, that was one thing. She goes, but being able to hand the keys to you for your Mercedes, she's like, that to me is, yeah, that's what it's all about, you know, knowing that I've helped you. I get emotional. Anyway, so we have a lot of fun. We've got the best people because they do personal development. So we've got good people who have your back. They'll lift you up. There's no shitty, itty bitty, shitty committee, you know, like, we're all about lifting each other up and having each other's back. You know, and we are able to make money while becoming better humans in all areas of our life. So it's such a win-win. I'm going to leave you with that today because I'm wary of your time. Get the book, The Miracle Morning, if you can, and go from there. My personal routine is I like to get up and do, I call it meditation. It's more like silence. I'm not great at meditation, but it's silence, because I'm a bit of a go girl. So it just like grounds me to have that quiet time. And then I do my affirmations and I like to journal. Okay. I journal affirmations. I am a national vice president. Money flows to me easily. I can put a list up. Like, I just have the same, you know what I mean? I'm abundant. I'm happy. I'm healthy. If the girls are going through something at school, I include that in there. It doesn't all have to be business. The girls are happy in their new high school, blah, 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 you know, like all sorts of stuff. So you can feel when I do it, I feel the energy start to run through me. And that's why I do it, because I'm just like, oh, it's like so cool. Like, you just really get in the zone, and like, that's when you're manifesting. That's when you're, you know, basic. Oh, that reminds me, just really, really quickly. Hang on. One little thing, guys. Have you guys heard of your RAS? This is another reason that why we set our attentions. Okay, your RAS, really quickly, is your reticular activating system, right? RAS. And basically, it's a part of your brain that you can set intentions with. So, for example, say you're buying a red car. All of a sudden, you'll start seeing red cars everywhere, right? You're like, oh, just noticing all these red cars everywhere. Like, have they always been there? They have. You just haven't noticed them. Maybe you're getting married, right? All of a sudden, you start hearing adverts on the radio about weddings, and then you notice someone on Facebook as a celebrant, and you're like, oh, family's been a celebrant, and you're noticing all this wedding stuff, and you're like, oh, I've never noticed this before. What it is that's your RAS, that's your reticular activating system at work. So we live in a world where we have got information coming at us like crazy. So what your brain is doing is it's letting in the things that are important. So it will always let in anything that's going to harm you. So if you're crossing the road, there's a car speeding around the corner, you're going to notice it, okay? You hear the word mum, if you're a mum at the shops, mum, it's your kids, yeah? You notice it. It lets in things that you know are important to you. When you do your affirmations and your journaling, you are setting your brain and intentions to what you want it to let in. So you are going to notice and opportunities that you would otherwise miss. You're going to hear things and you're going to allow it in, because it cannot let everything in. So when you're setting intentions for your business and for your life, that's what's going to be allowed in, because it cannot let everything in. There's just too much out there. So it's really important to put, I'm attracting the right people to my business and to my life. And I do it for life, not just for my business, but I do obviously a lot for business. People are growing my, you know, joining my team. I hit my 2,500 this month easily. Arbonne is simple. Arbonne is fun. You know, all of that thing. People say yes to me. A whole lot of stuff like that. And you need to keep doing that, because then when you're out and about, you're going to notice things that lead you on the right path in life. Yeah. Most people spend more time planning a holiday than they do in planning their life. All right. Be intentional. with what you're saying and what you're doing. So that's another reason the RAS. I must have missed that bit. So anyway, but yeah, I love all that shit. When you start learning about it, it is so exciting because you literally realize you can change your life. And yeah, it's like, wow, you don't just bumble your way through life. You can actually be quite intentional. So I am going to stop the recording and then I'm going to talk to you about a little promotion thing that we've got happening at the moment. So 2 seconds.